With me in the studio is India's foremost environmentalist and director of the Center for Science and Environment, Sunita Narayan. Anjali Damania, very active on this issue, convener of the Aam Aadmi Party. Tehseen Poonawala, political columnist and analyst, leans towards the Congress party. My first question is to Nawab Malik. Mr. Nawab Malik is MLA and chief spokesperson of the Nationalist Congress Party, which is in the dock here. Mr. Nawab Malik, if people in the 2G scam, people resign. In the Kargil for profit scam, people resign. In the CWG scam, after a lot of kicking and screaming, Kalmadi was thrown out. So in the water scam, Nawab Malik, don't you think Ajit Pawar should resign immediately? Immediately, given the facts which have come out.
Arnav, you can say it is a scam, but it is no scam. Any decision made by Ajit Pawar or a committee was within the framework of law and policy. You are quoting that 2003 the decision was taken to divert water to industry. Till 2011 the decision were made, there was a law in the state. The first priority will be drinking water, then industry, then farming. And that was decision made under that rules and laws. Where is the scam?
No, that is exactly what Raja also says. Raja says, I gave spectrum under certain rules. Ashok Chavan said that these flats were given under rules. Kalmadi said there is no scam in CWG, all done under rules. I am asking you today, Mr. Nawab Malik, between 2003 and 2011, as the Water Resources Minister and then Finance Minister, Ajit Pawar chaired and took part in this high-powered committee that diverted 2,000 million cubic meters of water. That is 40 to 80% of the water of 51 dams that are not his private property, meant for irrigation to industries. In other words, what this proves is that the drought in Maharashtra is not a natural calamity, it is a man-made tragedy. If that is not a scam, Nawab Malik,
no, absolutely.
Tell me, how do you define a scam? People have died in this scam.
See, this is... No, this is all absolutely wrong. You predict everything. The dam which have water, efficient water in Pune district. You see, what the industrialization situation were there in the Maharashtra. Earlier there was Mumbai, then Thane and Pune, Nashik and Aurangabad. This area, if there is an industrialization, industry require water. If anybody take decision to give water to industries, is a scam. You are discussing the Gujarat is having a lot of investment. It's a number one state. And when we require investment, when we require industries, we supply the water to the industry. How it can be a scam?
Did you ask the local people? Did you ask the local people?
No, there is a...
Were there consultations with the people who are affected? How much water is diverted? I can tell you from the Hetwane dam in the Raigad district, 88% of the water is rerouted for industry, sir. Your state has a drought. Farmers are committing suicide. 88% of the water. Anjali, am I wrong? Anjali Damania, was 88% of the water diverted or not? And your response to Nawab Malik?
District by district.
Mr. Nawab Malik, now if we've heard enough from you, could the rest of us talk, please?
Discuss the issue for district to district.
Mr. Nawab Malik, there are many things that I would want to bring across in this show. The first one, let us talk about the drought in general, which is
Anjali,
because in the previous debate that we had, you were telling us the history and the geography of Maharashtra.
You are a lady who is fighting for her own land.
This book is specially dedicated to you, Mr. Nawab Malik, and your friend, Mr. Jitendra Award. It says how to succeed by irritating, frustrating and throwing difficulties off balance, because this is all that you guys can do, irritate and frustrate the person who is sitting and debating with you. Now let us come to the topic. If you permit me, can I come to the topic?
How you represent the Aam Aadmi Party here?
Sorry, I didn't get you. Can I have this again?
Say you are representing a party, you always say.
Yes.
Your party has suspended you. They doesn't believe that you are in that party.
Hello, Mr. Nawab Malik. I think each and everything that you get is wrong. We have not come here to discuss Aam Aadmi Party. By the way, for your information, I am the convener of Maharashtra. This is for your information only. Now coming to the topic, please do not discuss anything else but the topic of Maharashtra, because the people are here in a very bad shape.
Mr. Nawab Malik, Malik, allow her to complete. The fact is large-scale redirection of water from
No, let her
51
speak.
dams.
This book is dedicated to you, Mr. Nawab Malik. It is completely dedicated to
There
you.
is a drought. So you know, you are driving farmers to suicide. Yes, Anjali, complete your point.
Now let me complete the main issue. See, there is basically the drought is in Marathwada and in Western Maharashtra. Now if you talk about Marathwada, if it is called, Aurangabad is called as the beer capital of the country, if you ask me. Now the maximum number of breweries, distilleries is all in Aurangabad, and the entire water of Jayakwadi is either sent off to the distilleries or it is given to industries. And please check on this. I can even challenge Mr. Nawab Malik on this. Now coming to Western Maharashtra, each and every river that flows, each and every dam that is made, all heads to Baramati. And all the sugar barons of Baramati get the water from the entire Western Maharashtra. I had gone to a very remote place called Karmala, which is, you know, there is a small dam there called Kukdi. The water from that dam also is taken to Baramati. You know, pipelines to the extent of nearly 300 kilometers are specially laid down for taking water to Baramati for the sugar factories. Now, is this on, Mr. Nawab Malik? Now, coming to the rest of the question, first you mocked Mr. Prabhakar Deshmukh, and now you mock at the people of Maharashtra saying that there is no drought, there is ample water. Then why did the state declare drought in 11,000 villages? Can you answer these questions, please?
See,
One
Mrs.
second. I want to get it,
Damania,
Sunita
there is
Narayan.
a
I'm coming to
drought
everyone.
in-
By the way, Dr.
Listen,
Subodh
Arnab-
Bagle is president and trustee of Prayas, the group and NGO which has done sterling job and is being quoted everywhere for its job in exposing the water scam. Thank you, Mr. Subodh Bagle. Sunita, we heard the Union Water Resources Minister, Harish Rawat, say that the centre can't do anything about it. Now, is that an acceptable point of view from the centre? No, after all, there are so many farmer suicides. I'm not getting into the politics of it being a Congress government here, Congress government. Can they wash their hands off?
No, they can't, Arnab. I
They
mean,
can't.
let's understand the issue in Maharashtra is one that is actually going to become an issue across the country if we don't address it quickly. Maharashtra shows you that it's not about just the absolute shortage of water, but it is about equity in the use of the water. And that is what is showing up in Maharashtra. Maharashtra has been a very unique state which has had a bizarre legislation which has put industry at a higher level to drinking water.
Does this happen anywhere else in the country?
No, nowhere else. And it happened in Maharashtra. It was there for some years. And farmers have been protesting and have been raising these issues without any listening from politicians. Still, 2 years ago, when the Upper Vardha project came up and land and water was diverted, and there was huge protest
Outcry.
by farmers
Yes.
there, outcry then, you will remember.
Yes, I remember that.
There was huge riots, and that then led to government understanding that they can't go ahead with this. But I think Maharashtra has to understand today that this policy of giving water to industry, giving water to sugarcane type crops, which are water guzzlers, is absolutely suicidal. What it needs to do is to understand it does need industry, it does need urban growth, but it cannot come at the cost of agriculture.
Sunita, may I ask you, you know, for our lay audience, you are of course an environmental, but lay audience, if I were to say today that those people who have died, who have committed suicides and who are suffering, that they are the victims of a man-made drought. Because everybody in the government in Maharashtra says this is rubbish. It's not a man-made drought. Would you say it's a man-made drought?
Well, Arnab, the facts speak for it. The fact is that rainfall in Maharashtra in the last 2 years hasn't been extraordinarily deficient. It has been close to normal, but there is a drought. And it's getting exacerbated. Last year was a bad drought. This year it's getting worse. And the fact is that even today, if you go to these areas, as my reporters did, writing for Down to Earth, they found that sugarcane was growing, grapes was growing, and yet there was destitution with farmers who don't have access to water.
That's so shocking.
So you're beginning to see a state which is using water and doesn't understand water is about equity.
And if I may just say so here, you know, one of the greatest ironies is if you ask anyone today, and I want to go to Tehseen on this, that, you know, you ask anyone today, where are the best vineyards? Where is the wine industry
It's all in
India growing? They'll say it's Maharashtra. Where do the vineyards
but, you
grow?
know,
They're all in Maharashtra. So you have money for vineyards, you have money for sugarcane crops and for the sugarcane industry. Simple question, Tehseen. You back the Congress on all issues, but on this, you're defending the indefensible. Surely, even as a Congress-leaning writer, you would say Ajit Pawar better resign before he embarrasses himself anymore.
Arnab, my views on this are very, very clear. What Ajit Pawar does is for the NCP to decide, but what the Congress has done on this is it has a chief minister who's broken the back of the builder lobby, a chief minister who's actually exposed the irrigation scam, or so-called irrigation scam, a chief minister who's letting the judiciary now take over this sort of investigation. So you have a very honest chief minister. He's got 1,200 crores for the drought relief. He has to fix what is broken. There is something that is broken. He has to fix it. And you have a chief minister who's actually making a difference in Maharashtra. So what the Congress is actually doing is it has
so why are you giving yourself a certificate,
There is a problem.
Tehseen, don't talk about, I agree, had it not been for Prithviraj Chavan's intervention and people's groups, etc., nothing would have happened. But then so many people died. What about between 2005 and 2011? Who was chief minister? With all respect, what did Ashok Chavan do? Wasn't he the Congress chief minister? And a question comes your way from Anjali Damania. Yes, Anjali Damania. Then I'm coming to you, Dr. Wagle. Anjali has a counter question for you, Tehseen.
The first
Anjali, go
point,
ahead.
yeah, Mr. Tehseen as well as Mr. Nawab Malik, could you please tell me the Maharashtra state water policy? Because what I've heard you people harping on is the policy, the state policy said that first the allocation should have been for drinking, then it should have been for industries. Ideally, this is what you guys said over and over again. Even Mr. Ajit Pawar said that. Can you tell me when the national water policy says that it has and agro-based industries come 5th on the list in the national policy since 2002. Can a state policy contradict the national policy? And it has. Okay, now coming to the main
Damania,
question.
I'll answer that question. Ms. Damania, let me answer that question quickly for you.
Sure.
If you do read the papers, and just some time back there was the papers carrying a major war between the Congress and the NCP over this issue precisely. This is exactly what the Congress was saying. So there are difficulties in a coalition, but it is the Congress that does agree with this viewpoint that drinking water is a priority. Cattle must get priority. Today 400 crores is being spent to give water to
but
cattle.
then my
Today
major
money is
point
being
is,
spent
Mr.
to give green fodder to cattle. So the point is that the Congress does agree with this, and it is the Chief Minister of Maharashtra today who is today taking the action in now salvaging this entire situation.
Mr. Tehseen, we have very high regards for the Chief Minister. Sir, we have very high regards for the Chief Minister. We have never said...
Rubbish, Tehseen. That's rubbish, Tehseen. Who was in power in 2005? Who was in power in 2005? In 2005, who was in power?
But Arnab, this was exactly that.
Who was in power, Tehseen, in 2005?
Exactly the tussle that has been happening between...
Arnab, can I please come in here?
Yes, Arnab, I agree, but this is exactly...
The fact is, Tehseen, you very well know that in 2005, when there was an act that praised industry over agriculture, at that point of time, it was a Congress NCP which was in power. So, you know, Mr. Nawab Malik, accept this is a water scam that you've created.
Yeah,
and don't try and limit this to Maharashtra.
Let me speak.
Don't try and limit this to Maharashtra. Dr. Subodh Wagle, Dr. Wagle, Nawab Malik says there is nothing wrong which has happened. Everything is as per the law. I'd like to hear from you.
Let me clarify things for Let me clarify things for your viewers as well as Mr. Nawab Malik and Mr. Ajit Pawar, because I saw him misleading people in the other channel also. Look, what is the issue is, there was a policy, yes, but there was a law which overrides the policy.
Yes.
Policy is not a binding document. The law is binding document. The responsibility of implementing the policy was given to Maharashtra Water Resources Regulatory Authority, which was an independent authority, which came into being in 2005. And this high power committee led by Mr. Ajit Pawar continue to usurp the power from this MWRA very illegally and continue to divert water for about 7 years. And these people diverted water which deprived about 3,23,000 hectares of land in Maharashtra, which is 13% of the entire irrigated land at the present in Maharashtra. So what we are talking is, this 13% land would have gotten water and it would have saved agony for literally, if not lakhs, certainly thousands of the farmers. Okay? And all this was done in blatantly illegal manner. because the law did not permit the high power committee to distribute this water, divert this water. It was a clear theft. Okay? And so there is no question of policy, it is a question of law. And we went to the Maharashtra Water Resources Regulatory Authority saying that the government and the High Power Committee is encroaching upon your authority.
It's a question of
People
intent.
went to the High Court.
Arnab, and
People
the
like
best
to
part is...
Absolute. You agree with that?
Absolutely.
1 second.
Yes.
Nawab Malik, you've been cornered now. Now you've been cornered. Sunita Narayan also supports Subodh Wagle's point of view. Sunita Narayan.
Let me reply.
Mr. Malik,
Don't
think on
impose
this
your
point you should even
ideologies.
try
Don't
and
impose
defend
your...
NCP.
Listen to Sunita.
No, let me
Listen to
reply.
Sunita Narayan.
Let me
Nawab Malik,
reply,
I'll come to
Arnab.
you. Listen to Sunita
No, let
Narayan.
me
They may be
reply, Arnab.
criticizing you, but
Everybody
listen
is
to them.
everything. Let me
They
reply.
also know their subject. They also know
let me
how
reply.
water distribution should happen. Sunita Narayan,
I
please.
think it's very clear in this case there has been gross misuse of the powers of government.
Yeah.
And let's be very clear, there was a law, as Subodh said very clearly, there was a policy, and government went out of its way to make sure that water allocation happened to industry over agriculture, knowing fully well that agriculture would suffer, that this was
People will
about
suffer.
livelihoods, people, very large numbers of people. So I think the only thing the Maharashtra government can claim credit for is that it has reversed this ridiculous law, but a ridiculous policy in fact. But the thing that government has to do now is to be much more serious about providing water and about sharing water between the rich and the poor.
Nawab Malik, simple, can I ask you one question to Nawab Malik or Tehseen? I'm just throwing a simple question to you.
Let me reply
to
the
Nawab
allegation
Malik,
made
my
by the
question
four
is, did
people.
you not know that poor farmers did not have water? Did you know that
many
farmers are committing suicide? That's my question for Nawab Malik. And for Tehseen Poonawalla, my question is,
let me reply,
1 minute.
Arnab.
For Tehseen Poonawalla, my question is, please tell me how are
Arnab,
sugarcane factories...
Don't allow me to reply.
How are,
Arnab,
1 minute, how are sugarcane factories
you are imposing your ideas.
and vineyards
You
and
first
beer
let me
factories
reply.
more important than
Arnab,
the lives
let
of
me
poor
reply.
farmers?
Arnab,
First to
let me
Nawab Malik,
reply.
please.
See, Arnab, the suicidal history is there in Maharashtra. But there is a drought, there is no suicidal history. Suicides are in Vidarbha, there is no drought. First, you must understand. You said Maharashtra known as wineries, Maharashtra known as
there is no drought.
vineyard, but Maharashtra
There is no
known
drought.
as
Again, you said this today. There is no drought. Sir, 11,000
There is no drought in Vidarbha.
villages across the state barring coastal areas.
There is no drought in Vidarbha. There is no drought in Vidarbha. Listen, Mr. Arnab. Listen, Mr. Arnab.
You are telling me there is no drought?
Don't mislead. Listen. No, you listen me fast.
Sir, this is,
there is no
sir,
drought
what are
in
you saying?
Vidarbha.
You are
Where
saying there is no drought?
Listen me.
Prithviraj Chavan has said this year the drought is more severe than the one
There is
faced
no
in
drought
1972.
in Vidarbha.
Can I give you one
Mr.
additional-
Arnab. You listen, Mr. Arnab. You are just imposing your ideas on the people. You must listen. What you are talking is 100% wrong.
Sir, I'm questioning
There
you.
is
I'm not
no
imposing.
drought
I'm
in
questioning you. I have a
Vidarbha,
right to
I said.
question.
Yeah, you are
Just ask
imposing.
him
You are
about
imposing. You are not
illegality.
listening. Even you are not ready to listen the reply. There is no drought in Vidarbha.
Mr.
Arnab, can I
Mr.
come in,
Malik,
please?
answer my question about illegality.
Yes, let me reply.
1 second, Subodh Wagle is contradicting you.
let me
Subodh
reply.
Wagle to the Nawab Malik. You can
Yes,
respond.
please.
Mr. Wagle, Dr.
Let me
Wagle.
reply one
Yeah.
by one. One by
You know,
one. See, four
yeah.
people are asking
The simple question
let me
is,
reply.
simple
Earlier
question
I
is,
have to reply.
between 2005 to
There is a
2011,
wineries in the Maharashtra, but Maharashtra is a huge producer of onion. Maharashtra is a huge producer of banana. Maharashtra is a huge producer of
no, don't
pomegranate.
sidetrack. Just
Maharashtra
tell me whether it was illegal.
What are you saying?
Don't sidetrack the issue, please. Please don't sidetrack the issue. Answer my
How you are
question. Was it not illegal?
No, there is no illegality,
No,
no irregularities or no illegality. Every decision was made
It's
by
not
Ajit Pawar
irregularity, it was
in
illegal.
2003 up to 2011, 100% it was legal and regularized things were done. There is no scam as such.
No,
You are
it was
showing
illegal.
half truth.
Illegal.
And always half truth is
It
very
was
100%
illegal. It
wrong.
was legalized in a very deceitful
Your
manner.
half truth.
Let me explain if you
every
have time to
finding
listen.
are half truth.
Okay?
Mr. Wagle, your half truth is 100% wrong.
What is half truth? All this is based on the documents given by the government under RTI. We are ready to face any committee.
Under RTA, some of the documents you are showing,
this is completely
but you
illegal.
doesn't know what was the law.
Yes.
But you doesn't know what was the
We
rule.
know law.
What was the decision? But
Why
you are showing half truth.
If you have time,
half truth,
if you are
and you are saying this is wrong.
I have no
100%.
I have no personal animity or political agenda to tell you the wrong. I don't have any personal animity or a political agenda to say anything is wrong. These are the facts.
Mr. Nawab Malik, you ask anybody today, one second, Mr. Nawab Malik, one second. Mr. Nawab Malik, you ask anybody today that what is more important? Saving lives, one second, saving lives or growing bananas? Making sure farmers' suicide don't happen?
Listen,
or the beer factories and the sugarcane factories?
No, listen.
Let me
reply
making
within
sure
one
that
line.
the drought does not affect the poor people of Maharashtra or the onion industry. I can assure you, people will choose human lives over onions, bananas and beer bottles. I can assure you that. Tehsil Punawala, I want your response on that. Why are beer factories more important?
Arnab, listen, one line answer.
Arnab, just a couple of points. First of all, the Chief Minister of Maharashtra has said very clearly that this is the worst drought since 1972. So that is a matter that has been on record. Number one, I agree with what Ms. Sunita Narayanan is saying. As so far as what Mr. Wagle is saying, if he feels the water has been diverted illegally, he has, everyone here trusts the Chief Minister, he's ordered an inquiry, but he still has the liberty to go to court. We all trust the court, and let court decide if this was an illegal act or this wasn't an illegal act. The water diversion, this is in public domain, that the water was diverted, and if Mr. Wagle feels he's being...
May I answer?
That's the option. If you don't trust
question.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Wagle, I'm short of time, but I give you 30 seconds to reply, sir, before I close this debate. Yes, sir, you can answer.
Arnab, I wanted to come.
We went to the court. We went to the court, but the government changed the law. Retrospectively, they legalized all these illegal dealings, diversion dealings. But they were illegal when they were made at that time. And the High Court simply said, what we can do when the government changes the law.
Yep.
Okay, the change of the law was done in a very deceitful manner. The law was changed at 1:30 a.m. when everybody went home. This is the manner in which the law was changed. So it is not just illegality, it is also a misuse of democratic institutions. And it continues till date. We have no time, but I can tell you how this government, especially the ministers, have completely destroyed the institutions of accountability, regulatory and governance in Maharashtra. And that is the main issue.
I'm still asking, why, Mr. Ajit Pawar, are you hiding? Wherever you are, Mr. Ajit Pawar, come out of hiding. Answer some serious questions here. Nobody owns the water. And if there is a right to water, the poor farmer and the family affected by drought and the children who've been displaced because of the drought, they have the first right over water, a basic human resource. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for that debate. Thank you, Sunita, for coming.